Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Natalie and I'm the artist and owner behind NMC Design Studio, which is a small art business based out of Seattle, Washington. Today, because I have procrastinated once again, we're gonna have a pretty non-edited ramble video where I'm going to chat with y'all about my journey into wholesale. I want to start this off by saying that I am by no means an expert. I just started doing wholesale last year. So it's been about a year of me trying to do more wholesale or do wholesale more seriously. So prior to last year, about a year ago, I was on the website Faire, F-A-I-R-E, and they are a wholesale platform. So you can think of them kind of like Etsy, where it's a, like aggregator of a bunch of different companies. So a customer can come there and look through a bunch of different companies all at the same time using search and search algorithms to find the things that they want to find, right? But instead of targeting like normal customers, so like an individual like you, it is the customers is other businesses, generally like retail folks, usually I believe with like brick and mortar stores. So think like, I don't know why the first one that popped into my head was like Bed Bath & Beyond, which is no longer a brick and mortar store, but think like that. But not just like these bigger corporations like say like Walmart or Target or whatever, but also like smaller businesses, right? Like your local bookstore or your local coffee shop, places like that that might have things for sale that they're not making themselves. They're selling someone else's like brand or product, and that's how Faire is one of the ways that folks can buy that from other businesses. I don't know if I explained that very well, but I had been on Faire for, I want to say like a year and a half before last year. So now it's been like maybe 3-ish years. This is entirely an estimate. I did not look up any of this information before starting to film this. And I had made, I think, one sale on there during one of the Faire will do like events, sales, like twice a year. They'll have like a Faire week. I don't remember what they call it. Oh my goodness. But they will offer to match up to a percentage. I think it's like 5%. They'll offer customers 5% off of your products, and that will stack on any amount that you want to offer off on your own products as well. So like if I was to offer 10% off, Faire would cover an additional 5%. So on my side, it's only 10% off, but on the customer's side, it is 15% off because Faire is adding that extra 5% on. So encourages people to shop at your storefront on there, and encourages people to buy on Faire, etc., right? So I believe my first sale in the first like year and a half that I was on there was during one of those weeks, and it was for a ton of ACAB soup stickers. And I was really excited, and I was like, this is great, this is awesome. And then like nothing for the next like year-ish. And I was like, well, I guess like I need to do things to get sales for wholesale. And the answer is yes, you do. Kind of similar to Etsy, where like the algorithm helps to an extent. One, my like item titles and descriptions and all that jazz, not great, not good. Probably wasn't doing me any favors for the search algorithm. But additionally, what you really want to do with a platform like Faire is drive your own traffic there as well. And part of that is cold calling, but not calling, emailing. So like cold emailing different businesses. And I started doing that last year at around this time, so about a year ago. And I started off doing personalized emails to everyone that I wanted to reach out to, including like what products I think they'd like, kind of talking about like parts of the email were templated, but I wanted to like call out specific products I thought they might like and how I thought those products would fit into what I already saw on their like storefront. And I want to say I sent out like maybe 3 to 5 emails because it was a lot of work. It was a lot of work to go and look at all of these different businesses, grab their email addresses, and then also have to go in and figure out which of my products I thought would fit in well with their stuff, and then put that all in an email and send it out. So then I like stopped as soon as I started. I don't think I touched really like wholesale again until I want to say like October, like September or October of last year. It might have been more so in the summertime, but anyways, like halfway through the year, right? And it was after talking to another small artist, and I was talking about it, and they were like, yeah, no, you can't, don't do individualized emails. That's way too much work. So I was like, yeah, you're right. I should just do like mass vague emails and send them out to a bunch of different people, right? And so I built out a template and basically grabbed the rest of the emails that had been sitting there, because I had done some additional, I guess you could call it like research of grabbing other emails and other business names, and sent out that kind of like mass email to everyone and got some responses back. I want to say I got maybe 1 or 2 responses back from that original like individualized email send. I think I got 1 order, and then from this more wide sent email, I want to say I got 1 or 2 orders. And then last year I got an additional order because I specifically responded to a call for submissions for wholesale work. But yeah, essentially that's my like plan going forward, is to continue to keep up with that same sort of structure where I have like a templated email and send it out to folks, trying not to like reach back out to folks who have not indicated any interest previously. I might, at least how things are working in my head, I don't want to like continue to bug people who have shown no interest, right? That feels spammy and bad. But at the same time, where I feel like I have things that are a good fit for a business and they didn't indicate any interest to begin with, but maybe I've had, like, it's been a year and I have products that more so fit in with what they're doing, things like that. Maybe they'd be interested now if they knew about these like new products, right? Like, as just a really brief example, previous shop update this month was like, not this month, last month, was a bunch of like food related items. And maybe if I had waited to reach out to more like cafes and things, they would be interested in that specifically because of those food items. But I don't want to just reach back out and be like, hey, I have food items now. Are you interested now? Because again, they weren't like, maybe in the future we're interested, but it's not the right time right now. They just like, a lot of them just don't respond, which is entirely fine. Again, I am cold emailing. I am being that annoying person. I do not begrudge anyone who doesn't reach back out to me. But essentially what I'm thinking is like, maybe like a year of time in between is a good enough amount of time. I mean, it's definitely a good enough amount of time to not feel like super spammy, because then you're not sending one like every month. But I feel like that's a good amount of time. 1, for me to have more new products that might re-interest them, or interest them at all. It's not really re-interesting them. And 2, just like putting it back on their radar. it'll be an interesting balance to like make sure that I am looking at, like making sure that that amount of time has elapsed in between the emails, right? So we shall see how that goes. But on that topic of like wanting relevant products for things, I'm actually waiting right now to reach out to a bunch of different like bookstores specifically, because my summer like shop update is supposed to be more like book and fan fiction. I don't know why I did quotes, but like book and fan fiction and things like that related. And I think having those types of products in my shop are going to make any bookstores that are looking to purchase more interested. So I have a big list of bookstores right now that I am sitting on because I don't want to email them and then I don't want to email them right now, have them not be interested for valid reasons, and then not feel comfortable emailing them again in 2-3 months because, oh, I have better products now that are a better fit for you, but it's only 2 or 3 months in between and I'm being annoying now. So I'm waiting on that. But it is interesting because I feel like I've had the most success with bookstores currently. I know some other artists that are in like the same genre as me of like paper goods, mostly like stickers and things like that, tend to do really well with like cafes, so like coffee shops, things like that. I haven't had that much success with coffee shops. I don't know if I'm just like not picking out good ones or something, or like maybe they're just not interested in my stuff, or they're just oversaturated, whatever it is. Have not had that great luck with reaching out to cafes and coffee shops. Have had a lot better luck reaching out to bookstores. And like same thing for like more like gift store oriented. Haven't had the best luck, even though I think some of my things would fit good in there. But that also kind of makes sense because I feel like most gift stores are a little more high-end feeling, more like luxurious. My stuff is definitely not luxurious, but yeah, it's been really interesting trying to like kind of find where I kind of fit in terms of like wholesale environment. I also earlier this year, end of last year, I think it was earlier this year. Yes, because it was right after the January fair, like sale week. I got my first reorder, which I haven't had a reorder before, which was really exciting to see because that means that people were actually purchasing the items, right? And that made me happy because I know when I go to like events and I'm tabling, people do enjoy my things, right? But it's different, I feel like, if people go into a store and enjoy my things because I'm not there. So there's like no obligation to be like, oh, your stuff is so cute, da 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 da. It's also because all of the things that I'm wholesaling are like my original artwork. I'm not wholesaling any fan art for the most part because there's legal stuff and, you know, I don't want to list fan art on a platform that then other people would be selling fan art. Anyways, all of that jazz, I just don't want to deal with it, so I just don't list any of my fan art stuff on Faire, which limits my catalog a little bit more and also limits the things that are popular because a lot of my fan art stuff is my more popular items, especially a lot of my sticker sheets and things like that. I feel like actually most of my individual stickers, 1, aren't fan art, and 2, are pretty popular. But Like my most popular keychains, both of my mouse pads, most of my sticker sheets, those are all fan art and generally pretty popular, but I don't list them because fan art and legal. What was I saying about that? Where did we get? Oh, it was because, yes. So it makes me feel happy still because that means that people are still walking into stores and like no obligation to enjoy a thing and probably a lot more options, but they still decided to choose my thing, which makes me happy. So yeah, the plan for continuing wholesale is continuing to cold email folks, continuing to try and make sure that I keep it updated, and I think I briefly mentioned this, but having better descriptions and titles for my items so that the like search algorithm can actually pick up things more. And just additionally, like search engine optimization, SEO is better. So I've been kind of, if you like have noticed, clicked on a bunch of my different like website listings, you'll notice that some descriptions are very bare and some are a lot more wordy now. That's partially due to this work of trying to optimize my stuff for fair. Okay, we had a pause there because Reese came back with food and I don't remember what I was talking about. So I think this is a good spot to wrap it up. Thank you for listening to this very rambly, low effort video. Hopefully it was interesting. If you enjoy this video, consider subscribing. I post videos every Monday about my art and what it's like running a small art business. I'd also like to take this time to thank my Ko-fi subscribers. If you're interested in supporting me further, you can subscribe to me on Ko-fi for $1 or $3 a month, and you'll get various rewards like your name in this video, as well as monthly sketchbooks and monthly downloadable backgrounds for your different devices. Thank you again for watching, and I will see y'all next week. Bye!